There's a lot of stuff that we need to discuss. First, we're going to talk about how Democrats have secured major wins, and I want to address what's going on there and how now the tides are turning. Republicans are not expected to win seats in the House and the Senate. And I want to address the facts coming out from that. Also want to talk about the global energy crisis and how it's actually causing more problems, not just in the United States, but in Europe and many other countries. Again, there's a lot of stuff that's happening today. So first off, thank you guys for coming back. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But let's get to the economic news for today. Now, one thing that I ask, just spend 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's begin. First, Democrats have actually secured major wins. This isn't just on Democrats, and I want to be very clear on this. It's a big win for Democrats, but at the same time, some of the things that Democrats have passed, it's not that Republicans don't like some of their ideas. It's just Republicans didn't like the cost of the Inflation Reduction Act. Republicans don't like the idea that almost every single person that has student debt is going to be getting up to $10,000 in debt relief, because how are we going to pay for that? It's going to cause more inflation. And the other thing that Republicans don't like is giving Democrats a win very close to the midterm elections. Well, this win is going to help Democrats. Just want to be very clear on this, but same time, the Inflation Reduction Act, it does help the United States in the long run. It also helps millions of Americans. The additional relief for student debt, it's actually up to $20,000 if you have Pell Grants. That's going to be a huge relief for millions and millions of households. Democrats are also doing something else. They're actually jumping in and trying to protect abortion rights. That is seen as a major, major win for Democrats, because that's something that voters really want, to protect their rights. The other thing that's happening right now is gas prices are dropping. This is actually very good news, not just for Democrats, but for the American people. I know I got tired of spending $115 to fill up my truck every time. So now it's back to like $85, $90, which is great. It saves me a little bit of money. But this is kind of what we're seeing is things have turned. And all these things combined, all these additional relief packages, these are big. And these are actually causing polling numbers to rise for Democrats. But here's what's crazy about this. It was just 2 to 3 months ago that Democrats were likely to lose their majorities in the House and the Senate. But now, Democrats have a greater chance of keeping and possibly extending their lead in both the House and the Senate. Now, why is this so important? I told you guys this, last year. I've told you guys this over the past few months. But one of the things that we can see, one of the things that we were expecting to see is Republicans were going to take back the Senate for sure, and likely the House. Well, here's what I can tell you. Right now, if Democrats can extend their lead, and it's not a 50-50 Senate, what will happen is Senators Joe Manchin and Senator Kyrsten Sinema, they will not have as much power and pull when it comes to trying to strong arm other senators into voting with them. So if Democrats have, let's say, 52 or 53 Democrats in the Senate, guess what? Those two people are not going to be able to hold out and say, you know what, I'm not going to vote for that. So this could actually mean more relief to the American people. Now, I don't know if this is going to be stimulus checks. I don't know if more people would get student debt forgiveness. I don't know if we're going to see increases to Social Security. That's quite possible. But again, Democrats have to have more seats in the Senate. So, just be very clear. This is considered very good news. One of the things that will not be great is if we see another 50-50 Senate. Okay? Because there's just a higher chance we're going to see legislation come into the Senate we're going to go and vote for this stuff, and then Republicans are going to be like, you know what? No, that's not going to work. The other problem is if Democrats have full control and they have like 53 to 55 senators, the problem there is anything Democrats want to get done, they can pretty much vote and pass. So again, there's problems all around, but this is considered good news, all right? Especially if you are a Democrat. Now, let me just run over some facts, the statistics really quick. According to reports a couple of months ago, Democrats went from having a 50% chance of keeping control of the Senate to today, well actually yesterday, they now have a 64% chance of keeping the Senate. And all this was done by the 538 predictor. Okay, so there's these are not like hard facts like, okay, 64%, their Democrats are gonna keep control of the Senate. There's still a little ways to go. We still got a little bit over 2 months. Okay, so there's still some stuff that could happen. There's still some changes that could be made, but this is something that we have to look into. So that's the big win from Democrats right there. But let's talk about what's going on with this European energy crisis. Because this is not just a European problem. This is important to us here in the United States as well. Now first, Europe is currently experiencing hyperinflation in regards to energy prices. Now this is a major crisis, and they've had this crisis on their hands for quite some time. Obviously, the last couple years has been very difficult, but ever since February, when Russia invaded Ukraine, and Europe decided, you know what, we're gonna back the United States, we're gonna sanction Russia, and Russia decides, yeah, you don't need any of our resources. Well, this is actually causing a major problem, and global experts are predicting that the winter in Europe is only going to get worse. And they say this because Russia doesn't have plans to send their resources to Europe. Now, I want to give you an idea of how expensive energy in Europe actually is. For 1 megawatt, so that's 1,000 kilowatts, just in the United States, for 1 megawatt of power, it costs between $170 to $200. And again, it fluctuates. Now, for 1 megawatt in Europe, this actually jumped yesterday in price to $999.80. That was about $1,000 in Europe. Okay. Now, it actually fell the same day. So this was yesterday as well. It went from $999.80 and it fell down to $839. That's what's scary about energy prices. They are extremely volatile at the moment. But something else that you need to think about is what happens when energy prices are so high and the weather turns. What will Europe do when homes are freezing cold and they can't afford to heat them? What do? Well, they can do exactly what's happening in Poland, where people are sleeping in their cars to try to buy coal. And I saw a picture just the other day. I said the line was like 1.5 miles long of people just sleeping in their car attempting to buy coal just to be prepared for colder months. We're not there yet, and prices are staggering. But here's what global economists worry about. Global economists are actually worried that Europe and the United States are closely tied together as far as our economies. Well, multiple economists are predicting that Europe's economy, I don't want to say when it crashes. Some say when Europe's economy crashes. I'm going to use the word if, okay? Because there's still a chance it doesn't. So economists are predicting if Europe's economy crashes, the United States economy will crash within 2 months' time. 2 months. It's actually about a month and a half. Now, I don't know how accurate this timing is, but again, we have no clue, and we don't know when or if Europe's economy is going to crash. But they're saying it will happen within a month and a half to about 2 months' time that the United States economy will follow suit. Now, when Europe and the United States head for a crash, if they do, the rest of the world is going to follow right behind. This is what we know, that a lot of countries are tied to, the United States, tied to Europe. And if something were to happen to either one of those, the entire world would follow right behind. This includes China as well. So again, I'm constantly looking at what's going on in Europe, what's going on in China, because this is going to give us a good indication of what could potentially be coming for us here in the United States. Now, just know that an energy crisis like what we're seeing in Europe, I don't see this coming for the United States. Do I think prices are going to increase? Yes, of course. But that doesn't mean we're going to see energy prices rise by 1,000%, 10x. That's what Europe has seen over the past, year? So again, just understand that something will happen. This isn't looking great, for the future, but just understand that even though the United States will not see a rise in energy prices like they're seeing over in Europe, this does not mean we will not be impacted. Okay? So again, just to wrap things up, we have seen huge wins from Democrats, and this is potentially going to give them the House and the Senate moving into the next 2 years. And if Democrats do win more seats in the Senate, this means that we could actually see more legislation and more bills actually come to the floor in the Senate because nobody's going to be there to block them. So let's prepare for that. And just understand, there's a global energy crisis, which is causing more problems, not just in Europe, not just in the United States, but all over the world. So again, that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.